Just going to get started in one more minute. We can see that I think most of the people have joined and a few more are joining. So I'll just get started in one more minute. All right. Thank you, everyone, for putting in your comments. Appreciate that. All right. We are now getting started. So today's topic is going to be faster approvals with Canibuild and Canibuild Marketplace. I think, like I said, that a lot of people haven't heard about Marketplace, right? So we're going to cover that completely. A little bit about myself. I'm Ash. I head the Marketplace. I've had 10 plus 6 years of experience in residential construction in and around New South Wales. My background runs in architecture and construction. So I know the pain points. I have been on ground. I've been in the office. So that's what Marketplace is going to cover about. And I've touched base with all of these things personally. So the agenda today will be challenges faced by construction companies, how Marketplace is coming in as a natural step. Canibuild has already resolved the sales part, but how Marketplace jumps in to address those problems that we face on a day-to-day basis. We're going to show that in a live demo, how we do it. And in the end, if you've got any questions about any particular product or how we do it, please let us know. And there's a Q&A section, which you can always use even during the webinar. So quick notes, we are recording. We will be sharing this recorded session with you in case if you miss anything or if you've got any questions or if you missed any particular part on how to do things. Again, you can post any questions as we go along in the QA session. I'll try to answer them as we go along or towards the end. And if I'm going too fast or you need further clarification, please feel free to jump in Q&A or the chat section if you want me to explain anything again. So what's slowing down the business? Like I said, that the sales part was the first aspect, which has already been covered by Canibuild. I believe that question has already been answered, that how can you sell more, build more? That's with Canibuild. Now the next natural step comes in is the pre-construction, right? Hey, how do I get this drafted? The council's asking me for RFIs. They want to see elevations on the floor plan. They need certain reports. They need survey. Right, for shed builders, it's becoming a lot more difficult across New South Wales. Or the home builders, they're waiting for surveys, right? Trying to find a surveyor in that area, or it's December, they don't have anyone. Takes too much time, in the back and forth on the calls to scope any project for that matter. Or say the drafting takes too long, your draftee is on leave, or one drafting company, they don't understand the scope. You're consuming a lot of your admin staff, or if you're doing it by yourself, you have to spend the whole day on site, then in the sales meetings, and then you're left with only evening time to come back and place that order for a survey or a report, or maybe even a title for that matter. And eventually, all of these documents lead to the permitting/approvals, which again delay the project timelines and lowers the client expectation really. So what is Canibuild Marketplace? I get a lot of questions around that. Do you guys sell materials? But not really. Canibuild is all things pre-construction. We have categorized this into 4 categories. Again, everything leading to the parts of approval/permit. We talk about the property documents, your titles, planning certificates, sewer service diagram. Again, this is available on a click of a button and you can download it from our platform. We partner with multiple, say, land services, New South Wales, Victoria government, all these different sort of states we have partnered with. Then we're talking about drafting. Canibuild has an in-house drafting team of 25 plus architects and draftsmen, right? So we do architectural sets for pools, houses, sheds, and site plans. If you only need a basic site plan, depending on where you're building, if you say for shed builders, if you need elevations, for home builders, if you need facade options, we do that. We're talking about construction sets, if you need for submittal sets, for permit-ready plans. Then consultant reports. Starting with your survey, we've partnered with over 500 surveyors locally. Say if you're building in Victoria in a particular region, we might have partnered with someone local there. So the moment you go onto the app and type an address, you can see the costing, what's a survey going to cost there. Then structural engineering for different aspects, like say your reports for sheds, or maybe your slab design for houses. Then we're talking about the bushfire reports, floods reports, and so on and so forth. Finally, all of these things lead to approvals. Right now, we are doing approvals for pools and sheds, particularly in New South Wales and Victoria, right? And say your sewer service, if there's an easement running across the property, then we get the BPA approvals or build over easement in Victoria so far. So that's what marketplace essentially is. And now, why should you say you've already got a draftee that you've been dealing with, or you already got a surveyor that you've been dealing with, right? What marketplace really adds value and why should you be using marketplace? So first of all, the platform, as soon as you type an address, so I'm going to cover the part of the costings. Right now, we're going to jump into the live demo and all the costings and samples are going to be visible in your app itself. And I'm just going to show you in the next slide and rather give you a quick demo for all of these costings and what do these services look like straight away. So before that, the platform itself, as soon as you type an address, right, and you put in what build type are you from, we capture a lot of details. So you don't have to spend a lot of time to scope the project for us. We already capture all the details from Canibuild. So that's why we save you a lot of time. That's what the platform adds value. Product, we have proprietary products customized and bespoke to your needs. Say if you're a home builder or you're a shed builder, we have customized each product at different cost pricing based on the requirement, which I'll show you. And then we have a dedicated team. Like I said, we've got 25 plus in-house draftees, which I believe no one knows about. Then we've got a dedicated servicing team that coordinates with your surveyors, soil report guys, right? Your bushfire consultants, your engineers. And then there is a team that take care of the approvals. So there are 3 sections within the marketplace team as well, which provides you a holistic service. So we are saving the cost, we fast tracking the process and reducing a lot of effort that you spend on a day-to-day basis. Right, so I'm just quickly going to show you the demo where we're going to see how it all happens. So this is, I've already logged into my account. I'll go to a sample address. This is based out of Sydney. So as soon as we jump into the address, you see the top panel here. We go to the folder, you'll see marketplace section. So Chris, you asked the question, where do you see the pricing? You can see all the pricing, say that right now you can see that no build type is associated to this lot. So you'll see all your property documents. As soon as you come to marketplace, you can see a list of items, right? There could be hundreds of items, but you can quickly go to the dropdown and see property documents. So you'll see your 88B, your titles, right? Your 10.7. So now, because you have, right now I'm in Sydney, New South Wales, so you can see the documents that are showing for New South Wales. If you type an address in Victoria, you will see Victoria specific documents. If you type in a New Zealand, you will see New Zealand specific documents right here. And the moment you click on anything, you see the sample, it gets downloaded and you can open that right here. What are you going to get out of that? Right. So if it's a drafting service, say for instance, contour and boundary survey for this particular lot will be 1350. So it's a customized pricing. It is dynamic, it updates itself, right? So if I click on that, I can see what sort of survey am I going to get in 1350. So you can see what all is being covered or not. So, and you know, if it's been signed by a cadastral surveyor or not, if you're covering the boundary, if you're covering any features or not. So everything is visible there. As soon as I go to designs, let's say that I start to put a house here, right? Let's take a double story for this one. Now my services are going to get enhanced and I will start to look at tailor-made services for house builders for that matter, if I come to marketplace, right? Again, you can start to see we do basics, right? Then we're talking about covenant, DPs, detailed boundary survey again. But the major factor where I said that the product we offer is Survey Lite. Right now, if you have a new, say an existing site like this or a new lot, the Survey Lite is something which is proprietary to Canibuild, right? Of course, you still have to get a legal survey, but now when you have a client who is sort of asking questions that, hey, I want to get a tender set, what we can do is we can get you a Survey Lite, which is a desktop survey. So these contours that you see, we extract them from Canibuild, right? And the boundaries we get from your deposited plan or say the planning document. Then we get your dial before you dig document and we overlap your sewer easement, any sort of NBN connection that is running around. We mark the trees and we mark the existing property. And you've got an area calculation chart on the top as well. So you can see what is the percentage allowed. So if you want to knock down, rebuild, you want to put in a granny flat, or you want to do a shed yourself, this is really good if you are outsourcing your drafting right now, or you have an in-house drafting team. Currently, you see a PDF on the screen, but we can provide you an AutoCAD file or a Revit file. This is good for surveyors as well. Of course, you still have to get a legal survey, but you can get that at a contract stage. So this is being widely used by all the home builders and granny flat builders all across Australia and New Zealand right now. Either it's a new site or a knockdown rebuild, because you can still place your survey order, your legal survey order, which can take about anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks and is going to cost you anywhere around $1,000 to $2,000. But this one, you get it within 2 days and just for a cost of $150. You get all the information in a digital format, which you can send it to your draftees or use it in-house to build up that tender set for your client. So this is how you will see all of these services tailor-made, right? For instance, you will see an item. You can even create your own items if you are trying to add that into the code, like we have seen Elise Test and Elise Test Plus. So all of these items have been added in the backend, right? So you can go to the admin section, you can go to the item catalog, and you can start to see that all these items are visible. You can add these items or subtract these items from here. And you can even go to Marketplace and add a markup to these items, right? So if you have a client-facing platform, if your sales guys are ordering any documents from the front itself, you can add a margin or a markup on these items as well from the admin section. Now, once you have ordered an item, how do you see that? For instance, say, for a matter of fact, like I add a basics of this house. So I click on add to cart. It's one-click order. View cart. If you have any specific instructions, you can type, right? So you can attach any document if you want to, right? So if you've got any site photos or if you have any instructions for us, and you can check out. So as soon as you check out, it'll show that your order has been placed. So yes, you can even get your client to pay. We have a Stripe integration where you can charge your client upfront. If you say make a package of all the property documents or survey, you can even get your client to pay through their credit card. So we've got Stripe integration. But for in this instance, if your company is paying that, we will send you an invoice once the order has been completed. Say if a survey takes 2 weeks, we send you an invoice in 2 weeks once the order has been completed. Right? You will get it on your accounts and you can pay either using your credit card or however you transfer. For a Survey Lite, it's only 2 days, $150, so you'll get an invoice in 2 days. And as soon as you see this, you can click on the Docs tab and you can start to see all your orders that you've placed, right? You can even go to the dashboard where you see deals and you can see orders right here under that. And you can click on the address and see what all orders have been placed and what date and what is the total amount that you have been charged. So this also really becomes a document management platform. All your documents are going to get stored here. So if you've got multiple people in the office using this and you don't know if they've ordered that or not, they would have the visibility in the orders tab if they've ordered a document or they want to download, right? So it really becomes one-click order and one-click download. You also get an email that, hey, your order has been placed or your order is ready to download. So you're also getting notified once you place an order or once you download. So it's really seamless. The workflow is amazing. As soon as your sales guys or you yourself place any design for a house, you can start to order your flood reports, your bushfire certificates, your planning documents, your sewer peg out, right? With the drafting right now, with the houses, we are promoting Survey Lite because that has been a revolutionary, again, product. With the drafting side of things, if more house builders are interested in, say, your project homes drafting for your submittal sets, we can do a one-on-one session and we can understand your needs and tailor-make that for you and even give you pricing. Our drafting cost for houses run anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. We are very competitive in terms of time and cost both. So that's for the house. If I similarly move to shed, say if I go to shed, as soon as I place a shed here, it'll of course change the setbacks to shed. But if you go to marketplace right now, it will be, again, you can see that how it customized to just sheds right now. So again, very popular with the shed builders is the drafting, right? We have two sets where we do light, which is only $99 and 3-day turnaround. And then we have the $249 standard, which is again 3-day turnaround. What is the difference? The light plan gives you a site plan, a detailed site plan, right? Zoomed in and zoomed out, which you can use for your submission with the city or council. And again, we do about more than at least 200 of these every month. And then with the standard, you have a lot more detail with the 249. We show the site plan, we mark the area, we mark the landscape, driveways, and detailed plan, including the elevations. If you want to show cut and fill, for instance, in this case, we can show that for you here. What is the natural ground level? What are the RLs? What is the finished floor level? So you can instruct that to us, right? Again, that's where we save you a lot of time. We don't have to scope out. We know what it is. So let me show you this. This is the input, what we get from our clients. So this is the input that we get from you. The site plan that you already built, whether you're doing a pool or a house. So you can see this is a live example from one of our clients. So they mark these annotations, they mark the shed, what they want. Sometimes if they have to send us engineering, they send us the engineering document as well, from which we can take up the shed details and we draft up a formal plan like this for them, right? With the location, with the dam, with the plans and elevations marked all here. So that's with the sheds. Similarly, pools as well, that this is the input that we get for pools, right? Again, the pool location with the fencing marked, with the pump locations, you can see all the annotations, right? We get this as an input, and this is the output that we produce for pools. Similarly with the houses as well. So this is again going to be the input with all the annotations marked with the project home plan drafted here. And if you want to swap the kitchen, if you want to swap your, say, laundry, you can mark the annotation, send us some reference images, and we can start to produce a formal construction set for you. So coming back to the app again, I'll just repeat. So again, it's a one-click order, one-click download. You will get an email once you place an order. You can see in the docs tab, what all have you ordered and where is it at. You can go into the dashboard in my deals section, right? Orders, you can see all your orders for all the projects that you've done. The orders are going to remain here. In terms of the items, going back to marketplace again, you can see all the different sections, architectural, surveying, engineering, property documents. You can select from that. We have an in-house drafting team. That's how we can control cost on drafting, and we can control the time frame on drafting particularly. With the documents, say, for example, if you're in New South Wales, 10.7 is a menace to get from the council. We have our own servicing team, dedicated service team, which will call on your behalf, right? If you have a surveyor, we contact the surveyor, we contact your end client. If there is an existing property, say if you want to do a knockdown rebuild and we have to get access, we will make the phone calls. So the whole idea is to reduce the hassle, reduce the back and forth for you and your team, whether it's either drafting, whether it's your, say, permits for sheds in Victoria and New South Wales. We have certifiers and building surveyors onboarded with us in Victoria and certifiers in New South Wales. So that's what really marketplace entails. So would love to know if we have any questions around with how to operate the app, on how to place an order on marketplace. If there's any, please let me know. I can go through it again. Right. So just a quick sort of recap on who we are servicing right now and who's ordering what. So with the pool builders right now, we are doing the drafted plans across, again, Australia and New Zealand. We do about 450, 500 plans a month, again, both light and standard. We are reducing time and cost both for the builders. It's a proven fact. Right. And Now you can see that all of the companies, we're doing about 25 plus Narelans, Ukraine, barrier reefs. So again, whether you're just, like doing only 10 projects or 100 projects, we have the capacity to service you. With the sheds and garages, again, all types of sheds and garages we service, right? Whether even if you're doing a carport or you're doing a massive shed in a rural area, it's industrial shed, doesn't matter, we can service that, right? In terms of houses and granny flat, we are doing more and more Survey Lites. Survey Lite was only started about an year back, and we just started with one. Right now, we're doing about 170 plus a month, right? So we can help you streamline the tender set or the contract set. So Marketplace, Kyle, Marketplace is available in New Zealand. Because of the volume of orders that we're getting, we are restricting ourselves majorly to the drafting section. We can quickly have a chat about that if you have any particular requirement. The Marketplace specialist. So we've got Gianni on with us, who's, say, the head trainer of the app, and we've got Omkar with us, who's the Marketplace specialist. So he will be in contact with you to go through your certain requirement and tailor that for you. Marketplace is available, but we're trying to restrict ourselves majorly to drafting there because of low volume of builders and spread out right now. But we can look into that for you. So again, two cases with, we've done a quick study over, say, Narellan pools, and these are actual figures that we have done a quick calculation on how much were they able to save just with coming on to Canibuild Marketplace, right? About 35% of costs saving and 40% time saved in drafting and the whole set. Whereas GJ Gardner, again, the whole franchisee set, we are doing a lot of Survey Lite, and we've been able to save cost on drafting because they get to know firsthand what are they getting involved in, whether it's a split level, whether it's going to be flat. And again, the project timelines, just with the drafting and project reports itself, we've been able to save over 15%. So again, today, anyone who's attending the webinar, we are offering that because we have an in-house drafting team, we can take absolute control of that. So if you want to give it a go with your new project in the pipeline with the drafting side of things, we will offer you 50% off on your first drafting order, right, within the next 3 days, right, until Monday. And you can either scan this QR code, or we will also be sending out an email after this webinar where we will attach the recording and we will share some samples. You can always go back to the app and click on the samples and download and see them for yourselves, right? Would love to hear back from you if there's any feedback or any document that you would like to see and it's missing. So the marketplace specialist will be in contact with you. When we send you an email, there will also be a meeting link where you can book a meeting one-on-one with the marketplace specialist, and he can tailor make any, say, requirement for you. Would love to know if there are any more questions that we can answer for you. Chris, the reports are they are generally available right now. We haven't, say, if you need a flood report for a particular site, you do see that whether a flood report is required or not in the left tab in the rules section or the information. If it's been affected by anything, say for that matter, this lot is not affected by flood. So you won't see that. But you may see a flood report option in this, right? So again, right now we haven't tailored it to the extent that if this lot is affected by flood, only then you will see it. So say that you can check if a lot is affected by bushfire, you will always find that option of bushfire report for that area available for that matter. I hope I've answered your question. We have all reports available basically in most of the areas.
Beautiful.
Appreciate, Lynn. if there are any more questions, feel free to reach out to us. We will be sending out an email. If you've got any further question, again, like you see on the screen, you can click on these samples right here. They will download and you can open them and see for yourself what we provide and what are we charging. You can change a few areas and see how the cost varies for survey. You'll see that they differ in different areas depending on how far you are in distance, what is the lot size. So we have customized that in the backend. All right. And with this, thank you everyone for joining in today. I really appreciate your time. And please feel free to place an order directly. Right now, if you want to place an order, you can just type up an address, drop in a pool, shed, or a house there, and place an order for that particular order. We will get that email, and you may not see the 50% off allocated in the marketplace straight away, but when you receive the invoice, you will see that 50% discount added to that service. All right. Thank you again for joining us. Appreciate your time again. Have a wonderful rest of the day.